Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of Mathematics Grade 12. Previously we solved many exercises related to derivatives and we continue doing this. Today we begin with question 58 and we keep going solving the exercises of the book as they are all very good exercises. And this chapter has usually most of the questions in the exam. This is why I'm slowing down on this chapter to cover everything you need to know. Let's begin with this question. Question 58, 59. Find the relationship between the derivatives of f and g. Let's look at these. Gx is a function, it's equal to fx plus 6. If I want to find a relation between their derivatives, I need to find their derivatives. Gx is a function. I don't know what function it is, and I don't need to know gx. Derivative of gx is g prime of x. This is a derivative. If I do derivative for the side, I should do derivative of the other side. What's the derivative of this side? Derivative of fx is f prime x, and derivative of 6 is 0. So the relation between f and g in question 58 is f prime of g is equal to g prime of x is equal to f prime of x. The derivatives are equal. Constants doesn't matter. Next question, 59. What's the relationship between these derivatives? Then if I do g prime here, g prime of x is equal to this negative 5 multiplied by f, it has no problem. It stays negative 5 then f prime of x. Now the relation between the derivatives of f and g is like this. G prime is equal to negative 5 times f prime. This negative 5 is constant, so we don't consider it as multiplication or product rule. It's just the constant stays, the function will be derivative. In the next question we have two graphs in the same xy coordinate plane. We need to label that which of these is f and which of these is the derivative, f prime. Look at these. This is a linear function and this is a constant function. Basically, this is something containing x, then this is the constant, it's a number. Then this is f, this is f prime. For example, let's say the orange line is 2x. What's the derivative of it? The derivative is 2, and then 2 passes through this line. This is the graph of y equal to 2. It's a horizontal straight line. Next question. I have a quadratic graph and a linear graph. Quadratic belongs to x power 2. The x power 2, it's upside down, so I know it belongs to something like negative x power 2. I can find the function exactly. It's like 1 unit to the right, 1 unit up. So there is this. I don't need to find the exact equation. What I need to do, which one is f? This function has a bigger degree. It's degree 2. This one is degree 1. This is quadratic. This is linear. So the quadratic is f. The linear is f prime. That's what I need to know. I can write the equation of this line. I can write the equation of this curve. It's quadratic. This is the exact equation, but I don't need the exact. I just need to label which one is f, which one is f prime. So this is f. This is f prime. In exercises 62 and 63, use the given to find the value of f prime of 2. That's a good question. What should we find? F prime of 2. And so many information are given. Okay. To find f prime of 2, what is this? This is f. What I need, f prime of 2. Firstly, I need to find f prime of x, then replace every x with 2. I need to find this first. So here, if I want to find f prime of x derivative is equal to, we said numbers stay, 2 times g prime of x plus h prime of x. This is f prime of x. but I need f prime of 2. Then I replace each x with 2. F prime of 2 is equal to 2 times g prime of 2 plus h prime of 2. Now, I have them all in the given. F prime of 2, I'm going to find. G prime of 2 is given, it's negative 2. Negative 2 times 2, negative 4. This part will be negative 2 times 2, negative 4. Plus, h prime of 2 is negative 1. So since I wrote plus, I can write negative 1 like this, or I can directly write negative 4 minus 1. Both ways work. H prime of 2 is given. No, h of 2 is equal to negative 1. H prime of 2 is 4. Then let's correct this. H prime of 2, it's equal to 4. So we write here 4. Negative 4 plus 4, 0. So f prime of 2, f prime of 2 is equal to 0. F prime of 2 is equal to 0. That's it. Let's check. These simple questions, since they have a few steps, it's so good to check before you leave the question for someone else to check. Here, I have 2g prime. G prime is negative 2. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. This is right. This plus is this plus. Nothing is random. Nothing will be removed for no reason. H prime of x is here. H prime of 2 is 4. So I wrote here 4. Then f prime of 2 is equal to 0. Now I'm sure it's correct. 63, it's literally the same idea. Let's do it. This time, if I want to find f prime of x, derivative of f, what's the relation between f and g? The relation between f and g is the relation between h and g is multiplication. So I need to use product rule. According to product rule, it says first times derivative of second, h prime of x, plus second, which is hx, times derivative of first, g prime of x. Now, this is the derivative of function f prime. It's first times derivative of second, correct, plus second times derivative of first, correct. Now, I need to find f prime of 2. Then replace each x with 2. F prime of 2 is equal to g of 2 times h prime of 2 plus h of 2 times g prime of 2. Now I replaced every single x with 2. Let's use the given information. G of 2 is 3. So I write 3 times h prime of 2 is 4 plus h of 2 is negative 1 times g prime of 2 is negative 2. Now, 3 times 4, 12. Plus, negative times negative is positive. 1 times 2 is 2. 12 plus 2, the answer is 14. So f prime of 2 here is equal to 14. If we quickly check, first times derivative of second plus second times derivative of first, it's all right. Now replacing h prime of 2 is 4. This is the 4. G of 2 is 3, so the 3, right? Plus h of 2 is negative 1. G prime of 2 is negative 2. It's all right. There are some true-false questions. These are good questions. The ideas in these questions are all very important. Now, we just need to say, tell whether the statement is true or false. If it's true, explain why. If it's false, give a counter example. Let's do it. If f prime and g prime are equal, it means if the derivatives of two functions are equal. Does it mean that the functions are equal? The answer is no, so this is false. And we can have examples if fx is equal to, let's say, 2x plus 3. Gx equal to 2x minus 7. Now, as functions, f and g are not equal, while their derivatives are equal. F prime of x is equal to 2. G prime of x is equal to 2. See, the derivatives are equal, no problem, but the functions are not equal. Then this statement is false. If it was like this, then again it will be false, because we can have two functions with equal derivatives and the functions are equal, but usually in general we can have functions that are equal, not equal, but the derivatives are equal. 65. If f and g plus c, if fx equal to gx plus c, then f prime equal to g prime. This is correct, because when we do derivative, this will be f prime, derivative of f. This will be g prime, derivative of g, plus derivative of c. C is a constant, it's a number. Derivative of c is 0, so we don't count it. This is true, and we already explained it. Now, if y equal to pi power 2, dy dx, which is the derivative, is equal to 2 pi, the answer is false. Why? Because when y is equal to pi power 2, what's pi power 2? Pi is not a variable, pi is a number. And you know derivative of number is 0. Then if y is equal to pi power 2, y prime is equal to 0. Y prime, we can write it as dy dx. There is no difference between them. Y prime means derivative. Dy over dx means derivative. There is no difference between them. It is equal to 0. It's not equal to 2 pi, because pi is a number. 67. When y is equal to x over pi, then dy dx is 1 over pi. The answer is true. Pi is a constant, it stays the same, and derivative of x is 1. We are not going to use the fraction rule for this fraction, because we don't have x down. It's not like fx over gx. We don't have two different functions up and down of the fraction. We have x, and down is a constant. Constant stays the same. If constant goes with x, it stays the same. But constant alone will be 0. Don't mix them, please. 68. Gx is equal to 3fx, then g prime of x is equal to 3f prime of x. The answer is true. We don't need to have example. We already had an exercise like this. The constant here stays the same. Then derivative of f is f prime. This is correct. If fx is equal to 1 over x power n, then the derivative is negative n x power n plus 1. Let's do it. If we have 1 over x power n, this is fx. If I want to find the derivative, I need to rewrite this to use the power rule. It will be x power negative n. Now, to find the derivative of this is fx. This is still fx. What we did, we rewrote it. We didn't do the derivative yet, we only rewrote it. Now, the derivative is f prime of x equal to, power goes to the front, negative n, power minus 1. Negative n minus 1. That's it, power minus 1. Now, this x has a negative power, it should go down in order to make the power positive and in order to make it simplest form, because negative powers are not simple. Let's continue. This negative n has no problem. It stays up, negative n x power negative. The negative will go away. So I can take one negative as common factor here. It will be negative n plus 1. If I take one negative out as common factor, so when the term goes down, the negative will be cancelled. So this negative will be cancelled. And what's remaining is only n plus 1. This is the derivative of x power n. Okay, now this is the derivative of x power n when it's in the denominator, x power negative n. If we compare 1 over x power n, the derivative will be negative n over x power n plus 1. The answer is yes, this is correct. A very good question here. Many students confuse when they see A, B, C, K, H, Q, unknown terms in the equations. But the way we are dealing with them is not that complicated. Look at here. This function, let fx be equal to ax power 3 plus bx power 2 plus cx plus d. Okay, find coordinates of A, B, C so that f has no horizontal tangent line. Okay, horizontal tangent line. Where a function has a horizontal tangent line? A function has a horizontal tangent line Let me explain something here. Let's say this is the xy coordinate plane. This is a cubic function. Where it has a horizontal tangent line, it has the horizontal tangent line at the extreme points, at the max, and it has a horizontal tangent line at the mean. Then where I can find the points that the function has a horizontal tangent line is find the derivative equals 0. This is how I find max, mean, or any extremum point. Then let's do it. Change the color to black. All right, what's the derivative of this? If this is f prime of x is going to be 3 goes to the front, 3ax power 2. Power goes to the front, power minus 1, plus 2b x plus c. D is constant, derivative of d is 0. Now, this is the derivative. If I set the derivative equal to 0, I will get the extremum points. All right. Then this is a quadratic equation. Where it has no tangent line means this quadratic is not equal to 0. In other words, if a quadratic is not equal to 0, it means this quadratic has no solution. Then we go back to grade 10, quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. This is quadratic formula. But in order to decide if a quadratic function has solution or no, we don't use the entire quadratic formula. We use only this part under the root. This part is called discriminant. If this discriminant is less than 0, then it has no solution. Now, relating to these, here, the value of this is the A, this is the B, and this is the C. Then value of 2b, b squared minus 4, A is 3a, C is C. If this value is less than 0, it has no solution. If this is less than 0, find conditions. Look, don't mix the questions. I don't need to find A, B, C, D. No, I just need to find the conditions that make them satisfy these points. All right? Then if 2b power 2 minus 4 times 3a times c is less than 0, then it has no horizontal tangent. That's for part A. For part B, same thing. If 2b squared minus 4 times a times c is equal to 0, then it has a unique. Unique means 1. It has one solution, which means it has one horizontal tangent. So for part B, we write the same thing. For part B, everything is the same except it should be equal to 0. And for point C, or part C, everything is the same, but it should be more than 0. If b squared minus 4ac, this part of quadratic formula, is greater than 0, then there are two different roots, or two horizontal tangents. All right? These are the conditions that make this polynomial satisfy these points. Again, don't mix. In none of the parts says find the value of ABC. So this is the right answer. Implicit differentiation and higher order derivatives. Implicit differentiation is when we have x and y mixed. It's called implicit. Or if y has power, it's implicit. Or if y is inside sine, cosine, tan, it's implicit. If y is inside ln, if y is the power of e, these cases are called implicit. Implicit is different from explicit. What we studied so far is called explicit. Explicit means when y is alone, y equal to something containing x. But if x and y are mixed, then it's called implicit. The way we do derivatives of implicit is not much different. Look at here. This is a function, y power 2 equal to x. Okay. Then the question simply asks for find y prime. To find y prime, we do one thing. Every time you do derivative of y, we need to write y prime next to it. All right? Every time we do derivative of y, we write y prime next to it. Then what's the derivative of y power 2? Here. Since I want to find derivative, I should do derivative of both sides. Okay. Derivative of y power 2 is not 2y alone. Y is a function. So derivative is 2y, right next to it, y prime. Every time you do any derivative for y, we can write y prime next to it. Equal, derivative of x is 1. Now, if I want to find y prime, I should make y prime alone. Then in order to keep this y prime alone on this side, I should divide by 2y. So y prime is equal to 1 over 2y. Then this is the answer. And the answer is already done here. That's how we do it. There is this, check it out. That's a good question. Let's do this one. The question simply says, find y prime. This is not the only way. The way I just did is not the only way. But this is the most scientific way. If you go read all the math books, not the school books, the other books, this is the first way you see. This way works all the time. Here, if I want to find y prime, look. There are many ways to do this. I'm going to do this in two different ways. Look at here. Here, if we want to do the derivative, then derivative of y power 3 is 3y power 2. Right next to it, y prime. Plus. Y power 2 becomes 2y, and right next to it, y prime. Minus. Derivative of 5y will be 5. But don't forget the y prime. Minus derivative of x is normal, 2x, equal to derivative of negative 4 is 0. Now, in order to find y prime, I should take y prime as common factor out. Y prime. What's remaining is 3y power 2 plus 2y minus 5. This negative 2x goes to the other side, become positive 2x. Now, to make y prime alone, to make y prime the subject, I should divide y prime equal to 2x 3y power 2 plus 2y minus 5. This is the answer. Y prime is alone, it means this is derivative. Later we study questions, like we will have questions when it's asking about slope of this equation at a given point. Then after we make y prime alone, we replace the values of x and y. Here we will get the slope. So let's keep this answer. Keep this answer and use another way. So you can compare. Some students find this way easy. Some students find the other way easy. It's your choice. When you see the question, which one comes in your mind first is your best way. Your best way might be different from your friend's best way. It's okay. We can do it in another way. Here we can simplify terms containing x to one side, terms containing y to one side, or we can use this rule. Negative f prime of x over g prime of y. Y prime is equal to negative f prime of x over g prime of y. What does that mean? It means once, to find f prime of x, once we do the derivative of this function according to x, then according to x, y is a number, it will be 0. According to y, x is a number, it will be 0. Now let's do it. If I want to find the f prime of x, according to x, if I do the derivative, this will be 0, 0, 0, negative 2, x power 1. So it will be negative 2x power 1. This is the f prime of x. If I want to do the derivative according to y, now according to y, this will be 3y power 2. Look, if I use this rule, I don't need to write y prime. Plus derivative of y power 2 is 2y, plus derivative of negative 5, it will be minus 5. This is the function according to y. Now look at here. 3y power 2 plus 2y minus 5 is this. 2x is this. And this negative in the rule will cancel this negative here, so we will get the same answer. Let's replace them back here. It will be negative in the rule. Negative 2x is what we got. And writing this in the denominator, 3y power 2 plus 2y minus 5. Negative cancels negative. The answer is the same, 2x over 3y power 2 plus 2y minus 5. Then, if you are using the rule, keep using the rule, practice the rule, be good, be fast with the rule. If you are using the idea of y prime, solve every implicit question using y prime, so you don't mix in the exam. If some student by mistake mix the rule and the idea of y prime, it will be wrong. If by mistake I write a y prime here, it will be wrong. Then master one way, practice one way, be good in one way, so you save time. Finding slope of a tangent line to a circle. Equation of circles containing x and y, and they both have power 2. All right. Now, if I want to describe the circle, it's a circle centered at 0, 0, radius square root 25, which is 5. It's here. Radius 5, center 0, 0. What should I find? Find the slope of the tangent line to the circle at this point. Slope means derivative. Now, derivative means y prime. If I want to find derivative, there are two ways, as I said. You can use the rule. You can use the idea of y prime. Both ways are okay. Then let's go with the y prime. This will be 2x plus derivative of y power 2 is 2y y prime equal to 0. Derivative of 25 is 0. Here, the question doesn't say find y prime to make y prime alone. The question doesn't say that. Then This is why the idea of y prime is faster for such questions. But if the question said find y prime, it's better to use the rule. Here, I know x, I know y, I only replace. So x is 3, 2 times 3, plus, this is plus, not 4, plus 2 times, what's y? Y is negative 4. 2 times negative 4. Y prime, I have no value for y prime, I keep it. Math is like this. You don't remove or add anything for no reason. Now, if I remove this y prime, it's wrong. Then I have reason, x is 3. I have reason, y is negative 4. This plus is this plus. These 2's are these 2. Then y prime stays. If I find y prime, value of y prime is slope. Slope is derivative when you put a number in. Here, this will be 6. 6 goes to the other side, become negative 6, and this is negative 8. So negative 8y prime equal to negative 6. 2 times 3, 6, goes to the other side. Negative 6. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Now, negative cancels negative. And to make y prime alone, 8 goes down. Y prime is equal to 6 over 8. Now, slope of this tangent line at this point is 6 over 8. Here it's too bright, now I cannot see the side of the board. This is why I need to focus, get closer, then I can see y equal to 6 over 8. This 6 over 8 means it's the slope of this line. What is this line? It's a tangent line of this circle at this point. So what I found, make it clear, I found slope of tangent of this circle at this point. Find the slope of the tangent line to the circle x squared plus y squared equal to 16 at this point. This time I'm going to use the rule. The rule, don't forget, y prime equal to negative f prime of x, g prime of y. Now, derivative according to x is 2x equals 0. Equals 0 doesn't matter. It's 2x. Derivative according to y is 2y. All right? Then put them here. It will be negative 2x over 2y. That's y prime. 2 cancels 2. It's negative x over y. What's x? 0. What's y? 4. So it is 0 over 4, which is 0. Slope of this circle at this point is 0. Let me demonstrate it. What happened here? Why the slope is 0? So let's say this is an xy axis, xy coordinate plane. The radius of the circle is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a circle. There is a circle passing through the 4s. I'm not sure how good is the circle, but let's say this is the circle. Where is the point 0,4? The point 0,4, the point 0,4 is right here. This is the point 0,4. If I draw a tangent line on this point, that's how the tangent line looks. This tangent line is horizontal, and slope of horizontal lines are 0. Then this is the answer. Slope of horizontal line is 0. This is why I got the slope of the tangent line of this equation at this point, 0. Tangent and normal. Tangent is slope of tangent. We find derivative, put the x's and the y back in the derivative, we will get the slope of the tangent. Slope of normal if this is a tangent line, a normal line is perpendicular on the tangent line. Then in order, if I want to find slope of normal, I need to find slope of tangent first, then switch the slopes to be perpendicular. For example, if slope of this line is 2, slope of the other line will be negative 1 over 2. So it is the upside down with opposite sign. Now let's do this question. Find the slope of the tangent to the ellipse x squared minus xy plus y squared equals 7, as well as the slope of normal at the point negative 1, 2. Look at this. Firstly, if I want to find slope, it means I want to find derivative. If I want to find derivative, look at here, there is x with power, there is x and y mixed. This means I need to use implicit. And implicit, it has two ways. It has more than two ways, but two main ways that they work all the time. One of them is the rule, negative f prime of x over g prime of y, or the y prime. Both ways are okay. Now I'm going to use y prime here. Derivative of x power 2 is 2x minus. Whenever you see x times y, we need to use the product rule. Then minus first times derivative of second plus second times derivative of first. Derivative of x is not x prime, is 1, which we don't need to write. And this minus in the beginning is for all, because this minus is for the product. Plus 2y prime equals 0. Now if I make y prime alone, it will be the derivative. Or if I directly put the values of x and y here, I save a little bit of time. I don't need to simplify. The question is not about finding y prime. The question is about finding slope. And if I need to find slope, I don't need to simplify the make y prime alone. There are a lot of chances of making a mistake. I directly replace x with x, every x with negative 1, every y with 2, and keep the y primes as they are. 2 times negative 1 minus x is negative 1 times y prime, it will be negative y prime, plus y is 2, plus 2 times y is 2, y prime equals 0. Simplify this. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Negative times negative is plus y prime. Negative times positive is minus 2. Plus 2 times 2, 4. Y prime equals 0. Now, negative 2 and negative 2 is negative 4. Goes to the other side, become positive 4. Y prime plus 4y prime is 5y prime. So y prime, which is the slope, is equal to 4 over 5. This is the slope of tangent. Slope of tangent. Now if I want to switch the slope to be slope of normal, I just need to do this. M equal to, M means slope, slope of normal, M of nor is equal to, this is 4 over 5, switch it 5 over 4 with the opposite sign, negative 5 over 4. So this is the slope of the normal. Slope of tangent, 4 over 5, slope of normal switched with opposite sign. Now it is complete. Now some of you might wonder, how can we do this using the rule? We can use the rule, it has no problem. But the rule is better to find y prime alone. Anyway, we can use it. Y prime equal to negative f prime x g prime y. Now, find derivative of this according to x. According to x, it will be 2x minus xy we consider y as a number, so xy will be y, and y power 2 will be 0. That's it. And to find derivative of the function in terms of y, x power 2 will be 0, negative xy will be negative x plus 2y. Now put them together, y prime is equal to negative x minus y, so it will be negative x, negative 2x plus y. This negative goes to the up, it's 2x, it will be negative 2x, it's minus y, it will be plus y. Down, no change, negative x plus 2y. Now replacing the values of x and y, let's see what we get. X is negative 1, so negative 2 times negative 1 plus 2 over negative 1 plus 2 times 2. Simplify it more. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2 plus 2 is 4. Negative 1, negative 1 is 1 plus 4 is 5. So this is slope of tangent. Slope of normal, we need to switch 5 over 4. This is positive in general. This will be negative. We got same answers. Which way you find it easy, use it. This is the last example for this lesson. Check out 3. Find the slope of the tangent to the ellipse, and it has the same idea. This time I'm going to use the rule, and I solve this only once. Here, if I want to find slope, it means I need to find derivative. If I need to find derivative, means I need to find y prime. Y prime is equal to negative f prime of x over g prime of y. Then find derivative of this according to x. This will be 8x minus 8y. Derivative of x is 1. And we consider 8 and y numbers, so it will be 8y, and this part will be 0. That's derivative according to x. Derivative according to y, this part will be 0. This will be negative 8x, the y will go, plus 18y. 9y power 2 will be 18y. Now, going back there, this negative will change these, so it will be negative 8x plus 8y over negative 8x plus 18y. Replacing the values of x and y here, luckily y is 0, then if y is 0, this will be 0, this will be 0. What's remaining is negative 8 over negative 8x. It will be 1, but let's do it. Negative 8 times negative 2 up, and down is also negative 8 times negative 2. The answer is 1. Slope of this ellipse at this point is 1. Slope of normal, normally 1 is 1 over 1. If we switch it, it's still 1, then this is for tangent. For normal, we will have the slope equal to negative 1. If we switch it, it's still 1. Opposite sign will make it negative 1. Now, this is the answer of this question. Let's quickly check the answer. It will be 8x, it will be 8y. Good, these will go. This will be 8x negative plus 18y. It's all right. Replacing them, this minus, change this positive to negative. It's correct. Negative to positive. Good. Then y8y is cancelled because instead of y we have 0. Then there is plus 0 next to these. Plus 0 is nothing. It will not change anything. The slope of tangent is 1. That's what we get normally. And slope of normal, we should switch it. Then this is the end of this session. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to see the rest of the book. Bye.
لاس بۆ فۆتۆکۆپی و پەراوگا لە خزمەتی قوتابیانی خۆشەویستدایە. بۆ ئەوەی لە وەرزی نوێی خوێندن ماندوو نەبن، ئێمە هەموو پێداویستەکانی قوتابخانەمان بۆ بەردەست کردوون بە بەرزترین کوالیتی و باشترین مەواد. لای ئێمە هەموو جۆرە مەلزەمەیەک بە کوالیتیی بەرز و جوانترین شێواز دەست دەکەوێت. هەروەها هەموو پێداویستەکانی قوتابخانە بە هەرزانترین نرخ دەست دەکەوێت. لە فۆتۆکۆپی لاس چاپکردنی کتێب و بزنس کارت و وەسڵ بە کەمترین ماوە و جوانترین شێوە. هەروەها چاپکردنی فلێکس و لەزگە و تابلۆ و چاپکردنی نووسین لەسەر کوپ و تیشێرت بە بەرزترین کوالیتی. گەیاندنمان هەیە بۆ هەموو شار و شارۆچکەکانی کوردستان. بۆ دەستکەوتنی ئەم بەرهەمانە سەردانمان بکەن بەم ناونیشانە: هەولێر، دووسایدی بە حرکەی کۆن، بەرامبەر ئامادەی ژیاری نەحکومی. گروپی لاس بۆ فۆتۆکۆپی و پەراوگا.